Hi everyone. I apologize for the quality of the sound in this video. I forgot to put my mic on. It's actually hanging from my camera. You'll notice a green light in my glasses. That's my mic hanging from the camera, so I apologize. This is video 89, by the way. I didn't address that in the video, so yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Bye. Enjoying your life begins with a choice, and that is, do you want to be pitiful or do you want to be powerful? Woo! That's a good one. Are you being pitiful or are you being powerful during your day? That's really a like a come to Jesus with yourself. You got to be honest with yourself. Where are your thoughts during your day? Where are your thoughts about yourself? What triggers are coming up for you? And what are you going to do with those triggers when they do come up? Are you going to react or are you going to respond to them? So that's what this video is going to be about. I think we are lucky tonight. We have the sunset behind us. So I think the sun's coming through a little bit. And then, well, my son was over by the window, but he's not there anymore. So little Tyson in and out of the videos. So, well, anyway, my name is Samantha, and I'm a therapist, by the way, for those of you who are new here. And I'm doing a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety, which this is really helping me out a lot. And if you guys are suffering with anything like that, and you need to get out of the prison in your head that you're creating, I recommend creating. Get out there and get your camera out, get your phone out, and take some videos. Watch them back, look at yourself, listen to yourself, get comfortable with you. It really, really helps you to start loving yourself, I must say. It was really hard for me in the beginning to ever listen to myself and look at myself. It was actually terrifying. I used to dance. I was on the Pom Squad, and I did tap and jazz dancing and all that kind of stuff when I was younger. I loved being on stage, but I hated watching myself back. So for me to every day watch a video, because I really try to watch every single one before I upload it, it makes you feel powerful, actually, after a while, because you're able to see yourself. And so that's what I want to talk about is, do you want to feel powerful or pitiful? And you get to decide this. Remember, you have all the choices in the world. You get to choose what manifests in your life. And it starts with your thoughts. It starts with your thoughts that you think so much that they turn into a belief. What are you choosing today? It's all a decision. It's all a choice. No one is doing anything to you. You're creating it all. Isn't that awesome to know? Some people think that's terrible. They're like, oh, I'm to blame for all of this. It's not about blame. It's about empowering you to know that at any point in time you can change your mood, your attitude, your everything. So when a trigger comes, and a trigger is basically, something that just evokes an emotion from you when it happens, like a good or bad emotion. You could have a trigger that's like, oh, that triggered me to feel awesome. And those are really nice triggers, but we don't really hear about the good triggers. We always hear about the negative ones. And so those triggers are attached to childhood beliefs. I would say all the time. They're just childhood programming that kind of misfired and miswired as a child. And now we're in a relationship, or we're in, at a work situation, and something happens, and all of a sudden you react and you just feel terrible, and you might feel tearful, you might feel angry, you might want to punch somebody in the face. There's lots of things that we react to, and I want you to start looking at those as these are invitations to be more of yourself. They are like there to train you into, okay, I got to check and see where this even came from. Why am I even bothered by this? What is this? Because to a lot of people on the outside, they would be like, well, that's really small. But then to you, it's like the biggest thing in the world that this just happened. And so if you examine those reactions that you're having internally, and start to shift them, that's whenever the magic happens. And you can change your mood very quickly. And they come from childhood. They come from programming. Everything that you were around as a child was programming you, whether you knew it or not. It was just, you heard so many things over and over and over that your brain just kind of wired all of it together. And so now you'll have, I don't even know. There's oh my gosh, so many triggers. Just the smallest thing could happen and you're like, oh my God, that reminds me of the time I was 4.5 years old and this happened and I felt this way. And it just, oh my gosh, it triggers pain and hurt a lot of the time that's not really processed from back then. Because as kids, we don't really process, our brains aren't developed until we're at least like 25. And so we just kind of miswire. So we've got to learn to rewire as adults. And a lot of people don't know that they can do that, but you can. So, but it takes awareness. Number one, self-awareness. A lot of us are living unconsciously, so we're not really aware of what's happening. We're not even aware when we're stressed. We're not aware that we feel bad until we feel really bad and we go to the doctor and they're like, oh, we've got, depression going on. And I'm not saying depression isn't a real thing, but depression, I feel, is caused by we're just not conscious enough to know when we're stressed. And we're not conscious about what we're saying to ourselves. What are your inner conversations like? What do you say to yourself about yourself first, about other people? Where is your attention placed the most? Your expectations of people, your expectations of yourself. A lot of people are walking around, I think, that don't know that they don't like themselves. So I want you to do an audit and ask yourself, do I even like myself? Do I love myself? What would that even look like? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you doing the things that you need to do to take care of yourself? Do you even know what you need? If somebody were to ask you, what are your needs and what are your wants? Could you answer those questions? And I think that if we can't answer those questions, we might feel pitiful versus powerful. The more you know yourself, the more powerful you're going to feel, because you're just going to know everything that you need, want, desire. You're going to know what steps to take to get to those things a lot easier. So audit yourself. Ask yourself, do I like myself? Do I know myself? Do I even know what I like? Some people don't even know what they like to do. Some people don't even know what excitement feels like and passion. I mean, a lot of people don't. You'll ask them and they're like, I don't even know I don't even know what excitement feels like anymore. And so if you're living unconsciously, you're not really living. You're just kind of a zombie going through life, and you're going to feel, pitiful versus powerful, and you're going to have pitiful thoughts versus powerful thoughts. So powerful thoughts are going to be where you feel more in control. You feel happy. You feel like you could do anything. You feel like the possibilities are endless. And feeling pitiful is kind of the opposite of that. So look at that just very simply. It's either pitiful or powerful. It's either scarcity or abundance. It's either I feel great or I don't feel great. It's just as simple as that. How do you feel? Which end of the stick are you on? And which end do you want to be on? Which end do you want to remain on? You get to choose that. During our day, we have those triggers. They're just trying to initiate us into being ourselves, to where we can uncover the lies of the stories that we've been telling all our lives. We are buried by these stories. We don't even know who we are. So they are invitations for you to really look and say, okay, who am I choosing to be because of these lies? Like, if you're the person you are today and you have all these lies behind all these stories that you've made up or that have been programmed into you, you're telling them every day. Therefore, you're going to feel them every day. Therefore, you're going to be that identity that identifies with these particular triggers, these particular stories. So we have to shift at the identity level. We got to shift from pitiful to powerful. Those are two identities. If you're identifying with pitiful thoughts, you're feeling pretty pitiful. If you're identifying with powerful thoughts, you're going to feel powerful. And so where's your attention during the day? What are you saying to yourself inside yourself? What are you expecting from others? Well, I expect this person's going to do this to me today, or this person's going to say this. If I say this, they're going to say this. Well, what happens? It always happens the way you expect it. I would say 99% of the time it's going to turn out as you expected, because there's a lot of emotion behind that, which creates momentum, energetic momentum. It's kind of like pushing that out into your reality. Whatever you assume is going to be manifest. So, what are you assuming about yourself during your day is a big question to ask. Where's your focus? Are you feeling powerful? Are you creating those powerful feelings? Do you even know what powerful means? Some people don't even know what that feels like. And I think that's something, that I'll keep teaching. Is like, how do you know if you're powerful? How do you even feel that? And again, keep it simple. It's like, do I feel good or do I feel bad? Because then okay, if I'm feeling bad, that's an indication of I need to change something here. This is initiating me into my new self. So where's this trigger coming from? Why do I feel this way about this trigger? What even triggered me about this? Like, why am I even calling it a trigger? What happened that I would feel this way? What emotion is associated with this? And then feel the emotion. You got to feel it. Let it pass through your body. A lot of times we're dissociating. We don't want to feel the feeling. We distract. I believe most of the world is distracted. How can we not be? Because we've got phones and we've got a computer in our pocket all the time. And so that dings and vibrates and does all these things, and people call, and the spam likely calls all the time, Mr. Spam likely, every day, a few times a day. It's just crazy. So we're going to have those interruptions. And so I think that also we get so addicted to thinking these pitiful thoughts that we're just like, well, that's who I am. And those are also distractions. So it takes some focused effort to shift your mind to the other identity. And every thought is a frequency. Think about it like this. Everything operates off frequencies. So if you're identity number 1 and you're wanting to be identity 2 and you're over here on 92.1 and you want to hear 104.5, you can't hear 104.5 if you're over here on 92.1 with these pitiful thoughts. So those pitiful thoughts got to go. You got to shift over into the powerful thoughts. Because if you don't, you're going to stay in identity number 1. And it starts with, I think, inner conversations. What are you telling yourself about yourself? Start pumping kindness into yourself. Saturate your mind with kindness. Just try it. It feels so good to do it. Well, what if I could start thinking this way? Ask yourself that. What if I could actually start being kind to myself? How would that make me feel every day? We cannot expect the external world to validate us. We cannot expect the external world to make us feel better. We cannot expect the external world to give us anything. Give it to yourself first within, and then it will be given without. It really does work that way. It's so much fun. But when you give it to yourself within first, it's almost like you don't need the external world anymore to give you anything. The external world is just yourself anyway. It's just your mirror. It's going to mirror back what you're thinking and feeling and believing. It's going to show you. It's going to pop up as a trigger. That's part of your mirror. Your triggers are your mirror. They're showing you where you're at energetically. And so if you could think about like, well, my pitiful thoughts are creating this frequency that's going to attract more, pitifulness. And if we think about, oh, this powerful thought is making me feel great, so this is like sending a signal out that's going to attract more of that to me. What could change in your life if you started kind of going that way? It's very interesting what happens. Your body starts to respond as well. It becomes its own tuning fork almost. It's got its own signal. Your body is a vessel. Train it. Get into that frequency. Generate that feeling from within yourself. You do that through talking nicely to yourself, for one thing. That generates a really great feeling. And anytime you are thinking a pitiful thought, say, nope, this is who I am now. Shift over into the I am. Because whatever you say after I am is what you're feeling. And that's what you are. That's what you believe. So you better start saying, I am something that you really like versus something that you're saying now and it just doesn't feel good to you. You got to shift that. And you can generate a feeling from within just from imagining something. I really, really love every day just to sit for 10 minutes and just start imagining something on purpose, not just thinking, because your mind will just go on its own, but deliberately thinking of some sort of scene and letting it play out, like as I would want it to play out. There is a fly. Hello, fly. So generate something that feels so good. Pretend like you're on the beach and you're just enjoying the sun, and you're on a yacht and you're just, having a great time with friends. You're at a party on a yacht or something. I don't know. Or you're just, playing with your kids, playing with your grandkids, doing something that is outlandish even. You're winning $1 million somehow, and you just see all the $100 bills flying around you or something. Just like some sort of scene that makes you feel good. It's about generating the mental state. That's what we want to get to, is generating a mental state inside, to where we're sending that frequency out, and we become this signal that says, give me more. Give me this. This is what I like. The universe is like, okay, here you go. Because if you're thinking pitiful thoughts, it's going to give you more things to feel pitiful about. And so we don't want to do that. We want to shift it deliberately, not just on default mode where we all live. It's all automatic. It's all distractions from who we truly are. Everything is a lie. If you look at yourself as like you've been asleep your whole life, and you're trying to get, woke, trying to wake up. They say that when we think we're awake, like right now, we're actually asleep. And when we go to sleep, we're actually awake. Isn't that crazy to think that we're like asleep right now? Isn't that weird? I thought that was so cool. I was like, dang, that's interesting. Okay. I love learning about quantum physics and all that kind of stuff. It's so much fun. It just makes you appreciate things more, I guess, because if this is a simulation and this isn't even real, and this is just a projection of my consciousness, this camera isn't even real, my voice isn't even real right now, just having an experience, I get to have whatever experience I want to experience. So do you, at any moment. And it just starts with a belief that, wow, like, I can have anything I want. How great does that feel? Versus, I never get what I want. Like Eeyore, we don't want to be like Eeyore. Eeyore's so cute. But we don't want to be pitiful Eeyore. We want to be like a happy Eeyore. Just a happy, I don't know, like Joy Inside Out. We want to be like Joy, bouncing around, happy, joyful. Remember, when you're living in joy, you can enjoy your life. And you can generate the feeling of joy from within you by thinking about something that really makes you joyful and happy. And you just practice. It's like building a muscle. You're going to the gym every day, working out that body, I hope. But we're not working out our minds so much. We're still stuck in default mode. You have to build it like a muscle. And then pretty soon, boom, you're taking off. And you don't want to go back because it feels so much worse back there. When you go back to your addiction, your emotional addiction, it never feels good. So you got to detox and get to health and wellness again, maybe for the first time since you were a kid. So manifesting is just basically you're pretending something all day long too. Just pretend. Pretend like you already have it. Pretend like you already are it. That is truly the only thing you need to know. Pretend like you already have it. Live as though you already have it. Live from the end, which means you already have it. Act like you have it all day. Pretend, just like you did when you were a kid. Mentally rehearse what you're wanting to be, and it will show up. Watch what happens when you start doing that. You'll see these weird synchronicities that happen. People will act different. You'll see things show up like, it's crazy. I got a check today that I wasn't expecting. I was like, yay, that's awesome. I mean, you just never know what's going to happen when you make certain decisions. Just decide today. Like, after you watch this, say, okay, this weekend is my choice. I get to decide who I'm going to be this weekend. All weekend I get to decide. This is all about me. What am I going to choose? Am I going to choose pitiful or powerful? You get to choose. So good luck. You can do this. You got this. I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you think that this helped you or might help somebody else, just like it helped you, hopefully, just feel free to share it with them. Share the message. Spread it. I just want to spread kindness and you know, a better self-worth for everyone, because we all deserve to feel awesome and have the best life we could possibly have. And it really does start with a good self-concept and self-worth internally first. And it really isn't that hard. We're making it too hard. We're just making it all too hard. It's so easy, actually. It's so simple. You can do it. You got this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.